to yet another episode of the Cecil Voice. I am the one and only Amelia.
I'm Valentina.
And I'm Elaine.
As you may have heard, this is sadly Mr. Floresca's final year at Cecil Hills High School. He's joining us as today's special guest as he fills us in on his most memorable memories and experiences teaching here.
Before starting, we would like to thank you for taking time out of your day to join us here. It really means a lot to us.
Let's get started, shall we?
Where is your career taking you to next?
First of all, thank you for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure. Where am I going next? Answer is Chatswood High School, but I'll have a lot of time to spend there. And right now, I'm all about Cecil Hills High School, and that's what I want to talk about today.
What have been the most memorable moments teaching at Cecil Hills High School?
Been teaching here for 3 years, and that's been 3 of the best years of my life. And I don't have to look any further to look for my highlights, whether it's Valentina improving her attendance, stopping herself from being late along with her sister, Emilia showing me how well she can write using the jail paragraphs, or Elaine just finding her voice really, coming out of her shell. There's a lot of other stories like that, but those are 3 of some of the highlights that I can think of off the top of my head.
What are you going to miss most about the school, staff, and students?
Again, in terms of students, look no further. This is a place where student voice, if leveraged the right way, can really bring about a lot of meaningful things and change. And I've seen that firsthand with you 3, Valentina, Elaine, and Emilia. And I've seen that in a lot of other students over the years. If you think about your past school captains, you think about all the other people who's been a part of this initiative. And that's what I'm going to miss about the student body. You guys have the initiative to make things happen, and I'm sure I'll see that in my next school as well, but it's quite different here. In terms of the staff, again, this is one of the places where I learned to really improve myself, learn how to like myself a little bit more, really love myself, and that's a lot of that has to do with the mentoring that I received here, whether it's from the senior executive, Mr. King, Mr. Lane before that, Miss Kremen before that. And when you think about Miss Carter, all the head teachers that I worked with, Mr. Howard, Miss Lord, all the deputies, Miss Sahid, all of them really taught me how to be a better person. And of course, the faculties that I've been very fortunate to be a part of: history, support unit, and English more recently. Being around the people that I've been around with, I'm very thankful for, man. Very thankful for, and I don't think I'd be the person I am today if I wasn't a part of those faculties.
How has your time at Cecil Hills High School influenced your teaching approach?
I learned to be kinder. I learned to be gentler, and in terms of I learned to be more understanding. I like to think that I was already that when I came here, and but being, in this school in particular, really brought out that side of me, and I'm very thankful for that.
What kind of impact do you hope to leave at the school?
What kind of impact do I hope to leave behind this school? Again, look no further than some of the examples we have right here in this room, like just students finding their voice, having that agency to make things happen, like this podcast over here wouldn't have happened. I know I could want to do it all I want, but it wouldn't have happened if you guys didn't buy in, and if you didn't make it happen yourself. So I want you to know we have 20 episodes after this. All of that, most of that, you guys played a massive role in making happen. Some of those speakers that we brought in, that's you. Even if you put some other teacher here, it wouldn't have happened unless they had you. And I want you to know that that was you guys leading that. And that was massive. And in all the other areas that I've been part of, I really learned how to use data meaningfully. I learned how to look at where you guys are at and differentiate from where you are, rather than just differentiating at the beginning and hoping that it covers everyone. I learned to really meet you where you're at and then go from there. And I know that makes more sense from the perspective of a teacher, but that's one of the things that change in me, and that's one of the things that I hope to leave behind as I hand over a lot of things that I've started to do. And just hopefully a lot of these things live on. And I got really good news today, that Cecil Voice will live on next year, not just because of you guys, but because other people see the value in it as well.
What have been the ups and downs teaching at Cecil Hills?
I think when I think about the ups and downs of teaching here at Cecil Hills High School, there's a lot more ups than downs. I can't even begin to recall any downs right now. The only downside that I have, no matter how hard it got, is that I have to leave. That's the biggest downside of being here. Like it's sad that I have to leave, but again, I have to see it from a perspective that change is always a good thing, and we just have to reframe that as something that is an opportunity for growth. And when you think about what my highlights are, again, like there's so many. When you think about some of the people that we've interviewed as a part of this podcast, we've had so many iconic people there. I'm not going to name them here. They can look at our website and they can see who we've interviewed. But it's not just having them here, it's how we got them here. And it's because you invited them, the student body. And that's a beautiful thing for me, just to see it grow from the first episode to what it is today. And the list that we have there has been a great thing. That's been an absolute highlight, and it's been a highlight working with the people that we have here. And again, I've mentioned it earlier, it's just one of those plays that if you, I guess you can say for everyone, but especially this one, it really calmed my nerves and changed the way that I see the world, and I will always be thankful for that and change it for the better. I'm much calmer here.
What are your future plans?
What are my future plans? Of course, I want to keep teaching. I want to keep seeing how far I can go in terms of my leading journey. But to move it a little bit from, I want to see how I can how far I can push myself physically and mentally, and just growing in those areas of my life as well outside of teaching. And yeah, those are my future plans.
Is there anything specific you're looking forward to in your next school?
Anything specific I'm looking forward to in my new school? Now I've visited my new school. There's a lot of great facilities there in terms of technology and new things and new ways of doing things. So I'm looking forward to learning about their culture, seeing how I can contribute, and seeing how I can grow from the people around me. I know I'm coming into a place where there's a lot of tradition, but there's also a lot of newness, and that's something that I'm excited about. It's very rare that you get to enter a new place where they both have that strong sense of tradition, but also there's a lot of new things happening. So really excited about that.
To end this off, could you give us some fun facts about yourself?
Okay, so a couple of fun facts about me that I found that a lot of the students in year 9 found interesting is that I did part of my university degree in the United States in a place called the University of California, Los Angeles, or UCLA. And in there, I got to meet some pretty interesting people. And yeah, not totally unrelated to going to a college in America, at least for a part of my degree. I am a part of a fraternity. So it's got something to do with self-development, so that's the focus of that fraternity. But I find that people find that interesting. But yeah, those are 2 fun facts about me.
This episode has now sadly come to its end, and it's time for us to say goodbye.
No.
Just before we conclude this episode, Mr. Floresca, is there anything you would like to say to this community of Cecil Hills High School?
And I know I've been saying this to individuals, but thank you very much for having me here. It's been an amazing 3 years. It's been some of the best 3 years of my life. I learned so much, not just about the art of teaching and leading. I learned so much about myself, and I really am a better person because of everybody here. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And so we call this little place a Cecil family, and I'm pretty sure that I'll keep being a part of that for years to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you so much for coming into this episode. We will truly miss you, sir. We are grateful for your contributions to this school and hope you find your next school just as exciting as Cecil.
Not really.
Well, maybe not too exciting. After all, there's no school better than Cecil Hills High.
We hope to see you again someday, sir. Hopefully, you are able to return to the school. Cecil won't be Cecil without you.
Please make sure to say your final goodbyes to Mr. Floresca as the year is coming to an end. As always, if there is anything you would like to discuss in the upcoming episodes or people you would like us to interview, make sure you stay tuned and listen for any announcements as the new teacher in charge will be revealed soon.
Bye!
Thank you guys.
Yes.